Hey, Webmore World Entertainment, and this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, but look, Doctor Who's 2026 Christmas special reportedly scrapped. Well, no shit, Sherlock. This has to be one of the worst kept secrets because they have been struggling to find anybody to take over as the Doctor. Now, of course, everybody was speculating, well, isn't Billie Piper? Isn't she the new Doctor? Didn't Shooty Gatwa turn into her? Yes, he turned into her, but she was never confirmed as the Doctor, nor to this date has she been confirmed as the Doctor. In fact, she herself has said, yeah, no, I'm not the Doctor. And everybody has looked at it and said, that was simply a bookend for Russell T Davies's time and run as showrunner. In fact, that he started off with her and he ended on her. That was basically that. But the Christmas special, they announced a Christmas special, or more so, Russell T Davies announced a Christmas special. And according to everything we've been seeing and hearing, they have been struggling massively to get anyone to jump on board to actually play the Doctor. Because apparently, the word is, every actor that they've approached has been told by their agents and stuff like don't bother, this thing is poison. So, it's not looking like this will happen, especially seeing as a Christmas special and we're here coming into the end of May. We're about to be hitting June, so they're not going to get it done by Christmas. But let's have a look at this because there apparently is a backup plan, and the backup plan sounds like let's just throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. So let's dive into this. So Doctor Who's previously announced Christmas special could be in doubt, with The Sun reporting the show is struggling to lock down an actor to play the Doctor. Now, before we go on, The Sun isn't exactly the most reliable, outlet to get your information from, but when it comes to Doctor Who, they do tend to get certain things right, which is really strange, because it's an absolute trash rag. So, their report claims that the festive episode may have been scrapped, with bosses instead looking at a Billie Piper-led special airing Easter of 2027 instead. Now you notice it doesn't say Billie Piper as the Doctor-led special, it's just a Billie Piper-led special. While Piper's surprise appearance at the end of Series 15 immediately sparked speculation that she could take centre stage in whatever comes next, the BBC has yet to clarify whether she is playing the Doctor, a version of Rose, or something else entirely. Now, that's also important that if she was going to be the Doctor, you think the BBC would have immediately announced that she is the Doctor, but they haven't. So with Piper in an in-demand actress, is she really? It is possible that any shift from Christmas 2026 to Easter of 27 could be tied to her scheduling as much as creative uncertainty. An unnamed insider reportedly said, despite reassurances that the show would be back on our screens with a new series, there's been no confirmation from execs about when that will be. Speculation is already starting to run rampant. That was this Russell T Davies trying to continue on with the show by announcing this thing when there was absolutely no intention to continue with it? Because it wasn't the BBC who announced the Christmas special for 2026. It was Russell T Davies. So it's kind of like, is he doing that J.J. Abrams thing when it came to Star Trek where he kept announcing a new movie and there was never plans for another movie? That's what this is starting to sound like a bit. So it says then, they added, and they proudly announced that the Doctor would be making a comeback in this year's Christmas special. The source continued, now with less than 7 months to go, that looks like it's hanging in the balance too. They also suggested that the role itself may have become harder to cast following the reaction to the most recent era, claiming the problem is that they have found it difficult to find anyone who will take on the part of the 16th Time Lord, partly because it now feels like a role that comes with all the baggage of the most recent series. Concerns were also reportedly raised about the quality of any rushed festive return, with the insider adding there are fears that even if they do manage to pull something together, it is going to be a poor cousin to previous Christmas specials, which have always been adored by fans, for the most part. What this is essentially saying is they threw shit at the wall, nothing stuck, and now they find themselves going, what the hell do we do now? The Disney pulling out of the big deal was a massive blow to them. They really thought they were going to be able to continue with Disney, and Disney really financing what they were doing. Russell T Davies came in, and you have to really feel bad for the hardcore Doctor Who fans. Like, they loved Russell T Davies when he came in the first time and saved Doctor Who. Then, of course, it all went to hell in a handbasket with the Jodie Whittaker and Chris Chibnall era, and it was like, oh. And then they thought it's about to be saved because Russell T Davies is coming back and he's bringing David Tennant. And I don't think anybody could have expected it to be as bad as it was when they came back, because all it was about when he came back was everything and everybody's gay. It was like, that's it. That's your whole outlook of the world when it comes to Doctor Who nowadays. Isn't what kind of good storytelling can we tell with the Time Lord? What new adventures can we do and stuff? No, it was everything's gay, trans, and blah blah blah. And it was like, whoa. And now the Doctor is a tainted role. It's a dead franchise. Like, it's actually worse off than the likes of Star Trek and Star Wars at this stage, which is insane. This is another one of these franchises that has endured 60 years on our screens, and it takes one idiot to walk in and destroy it all. For what? The message? Their outlook on the world and stuff. It's like, why can't you just do what you used to do and write good stories? But no, they have to inject their crap into it now. And now you're sitting here going, there's no new Doctor. They lost Disney. Disney pulled out of the deal. There's no Christmas special. They can't get an actor to sign up to play the next Doctor. And their go-to backup plan is, maybe we should just use Billie Piper and something. Whether she's Rose, whether she's something else, whether she's a Doctor. No. It's like, how have things gotten this bad? And again, keep in mind that it's Russell T Davies who announced a Christmas special. So, it looks like it's off the table. Now, this is a rumour at this stage, but the writing's on the wall that it's not going to happen. And if it is going to happen, it is going to be the most haphazard, slapped together piece of shit you've ever seen, where it's just going to be like, man, did they rush this? They must have filmed it in one day and took one take to do it all. But it's sad to see. It really is. All these great franchises that have endured the test of time that are now getting absolutely destroyed because of agendas and the message. Really is sad to see. But what do you guys think? Are you surprised that there won't be a Christmas special? Did you see the writing on the wall and say flat out, yeah, there was never going to be one? What do you think? And do you think the next best plan is to just use Billie Piper in some way for an Easter special? Let me know about it all. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I shall catch you in the next one.